What is bolognese? Well, bolognese is a pasta sauce. It's different from a spaghetti sauce because it's really, really thick and meaty. Our version today, my vegan soy curl bolognese, is gonna have all those flavors of the traditional Italian bolognese, but it's gonna be lighter and fresher. And instead of animal products or dairy, we're gonna use some soy curls and cashew cream. So one of the secrets for this bolognese is what I'm making. It's the mirepoix. What is a mirepoix, you wanna know? It is the secret and really the base of stews and soups. So you really, really don't want to miss this step in the recipe. So what I'm doing here is I'm finely dicing 2 carrots. It's gonna be about 1 cup. And we don't have to get the pieces perfect, but we just want them uniform sized. Here we have the carrot portion of our mirepoix. So I'm just gonna do the celery right now. We need about 4 for this recipe. And to get my fine dice for the celery, I'm gonna take a rib and I just like to split it down the center. And then we're gonna get those fine dices that we want. We're gonna do our onion. Just take the little bum off, the little tail, and we're gonna keep this part, the core, in because it's gonna hold our onion together for our dice. So we take it, oops, it's a roly-poly one. Cut it in half, and you can take your knife, and you don't have to do this step if you're unsure. I'm going to because I'm gonna be fancy. And you just make a slice in the center through the belly of it, and then you take the tip of your knife and you make little slices like this. And see, the bottom part holds it all together. And so we just take it and we take our knife and we get these beautiful small little dices. And next we're gonna dice up 4 whole cloves of garlic. So now we're going to start our mirepoix. We're going to cook it low and slow. So you're gonna wanna use the largest pan you have for this. And if it's deep, that's great too. We're gonna add a few tablespoons of oil just so the aromatics don't stick to your pan. You can use vegetable stock if you are oil-free, and that works as well. It just sometimes doesn't brown as much, but we don't really want browning in this recipe, so that's fine. You can use vegetable stock. And so in we go. In goes our onion. And in goes our celery. And our carrots. So here's where we want to add some salt to our mirepoix because it's really going to help remove any bit of moisture that's left in the mirepoix, and it's going to help it just cook down even more and just make it really flavorful and aromatic. Oh, that smells so good. And I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning. Now that my mirepoix has cooked down to half its size, I'm gonna deglaze the pan with this red wine. It's half a cup of red wine. Mirepoix is looking gorgeous. Because we're doing meat-free, we're gonna use this beautiful ingredient called soy curls. Now, soy curls, they are literally just soybeans. Rehydrate your soy curls, like I did here, in some vegetable stock or water, your choice, for about 10 minutes. If you're a busy mom like me, or you're just always hungry, these are a great product to have in your fridge. They're Om Noms. They're literally just marinated soy strips. And they come in 3 different flavors. They're so versatile. So today we're going to use this in our recipe. These are pre-cooked and pre-marinated, so they're going to add a lovely depth of flavor to this dish. Now we're going to want to cut the soy strips into the size of about a chickpea. For our vegan bolognese, we're going to use canned tomatoes. I stress that. We're not going to use fresh because these guys are actually picked green. They are put into a chamber and they are artificially turned red, not ripened, with ethylene gas. Yeah, it's a mouthful. So save these guys for your sandwiches or your vegan burgers, okay? Or your bruschetta, they're lovely. But this recipe, we're gonna use canned. I'm using San Marzano tomatoes and they are whole. So you can use kitchen scissors to break these into smaller bits. But the true Italian way is to do what I'm doing, is to break it up with your hands. When I make this dish at home, my daughter Carrington loves to help out, and this is her job. She gets to put her hands into the bowl, and sometimes we do it together, and sometimes she does it on her own. And when she tears the tomatoes apart for mommy. So in we go our tomatoes. And we're gonna add some oil so that the pasta doesn't stick together. So just a few kind of glugs of oil, and that's going to really, help it not stick. There we go. I've got a really lovely rolling boil. And we're gonna cook this just for about 5 or 6 minutes. I'm gonna keep testing it because I want it to be al dente. What does al dente mean? That's right. We want it tender yet firm because we're gonna toss the pasta in this beautiful sauce that we're making, and it's gonna warm up even more and cook a little more. Okay, so we don't want to cook it all the way. So now our bolognese is coming together just beautifully. Oh my gosh, the smell. Ah, I love it. I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. This is just a real concentration of tomato flavor. It's just like a tomato bomb. It is so good. Now to our sauce, we're gonna add those Yumasoy Om Noms soy strips that I cut up earlier. So I'm gonna start our blender and then add milk slowly until it starts to incorporate. Now I have a high-speed blender. If your blender is a little bit old or not so powerful, or you're not sure, soak your cashews for as long as you can. Overnight would be great. Let's take a look. You may need to blend these a couple times depending on your blender. Now we're gonna add that beautiful cashew cream that we made earlier. It really is like a 5-star dish. If you want to impress guests, impress your family, impress your mother-in-law, bring out this dish and you will see some clean plates, I promise. Oh, look how good that looks. This is good.